Hello there. Tonight's video is going to be kind of a comparison shave. There are two blades that Persona puts out. One of them is nicknamed Lab Blue, and the other is nicknamed a Med Prep. Here they are. Both pretty much identical wrappers. The only difference is that the Med Prep, and I've got it marked on the back here, H for hospital. Says, is that what? There we go. It says for hospital use, right on the blade. That's the only difference between the two blades. Here's the Lab Blue. And together, if I can get them, one says for hospital use, the other does not. That's pretty much it. Pretty much the difference. And so there's been controversy, and still going to be after this video. I don't have any illusions that I'm going to solve anything for anybody. But there's controversy over whether or not these blades are the same blade or not. So I'm going to do a little unofficial test. If I was doing this in a scientific kind of way, I'd do it blindfolded and wouldn't have any clue, what the blade was or anything like that. So, and it'd be more than one guy, more than one test to be definitive for anything or any reason. So this, at the end of this video, I hope for me to have determined whether I see or feel any difference between these two blades. Now, in order to accomplish this, I have two identical razors. For all intents and purposes, they are identical. One is a 1964 Slim. I'm sorry, 1968. You can recognize it because the numbers are, and the spring, indicator spring, are black as original. And a 1964, which you can recognize because the numbers and the spring are done in red by Captain Murphy, Alpha Badger, and Blade. But they are exactly the same except for the color of the numbers and the year that they were manufactured. Two Slims. That's as identical as I can get, as close as I can get. Both of these are set to 4. And in the 68, I'm going to put the Lab Blue. Locked down. And in the 64, the Med Prep. So, identical type of razor, different blades, identical setting. Alright. For the brush, my Ever-Ready 100, restored with a 20 millimeter golden nib finest. And for the soap, Jammin' G.I. James did his Soapocalypse. And one of the soaps he said he wouldn't be able to do without. Matter of fact, I believe it was the first one he pulled out, was Tiki's Spiced Islands. Now, I have an affinity for this soap as well. I think it's just an absolutely wonderful soap, scent, performance, the whole 9 yards. And I realized that I had not used it as much as I would have liked to or should have. So we're going to use that tonight. And I'm going to get some water in my brush and begin loading. And this soap, if you don't know it, it has a kind of, to me anyway, I've heard a lot of different descriptions, but to me it's got sort of a melon or fruity, not sure what kind of fruit, but the predominant scent that I get from it is a fruity kind of melon type scent, and then a nice back note of spices. And the spices, in my opinion, are done in such a, I don't want to say subtle, because it's not really subtle, but they're done in such a an artful way that they don't at all take over that fresh, fruity type of scent with a bit of tartness in it, and no sugary sweetness, candy, dessert kind of sugar, melon, but just fruitiness, just a nice, clean, fruity type of scent. That I absolutely love. Go to my lather bowl, and I'm gonna scrape up all this goodness out of off the puck. Add that to the mix. I enjoyed the Soapocalypse videos. I've watched a lot of them. I doubt that I've watched them all. There were so many. But I mean, I think the original person that started it only asked like 4 or 5 people, something like that, and I never really got tagged by anybody or anything like that. I just saw the posts going on, and you know, it was such a good idea for a video that I just had to join into the festivities, and I did my own Soapocalypse video. Lovely, lovely lather from Tiki. Absolutely wonderful. Slick as snot, which is, you guys know me, that's my favorite thing in a shaving soap. And this is, I thought I had it marked, yeah, okay. 68. I'll do this side of my face with the 68. That's got the Med Prep in it. And I'll do this side of my face with the 64 with the Lab Blue. So, get my face wet. Alright. Lovely, lovely lather from Tiki always. There's a great deal of slickness, but there's a sheen on this lather that's just, it's really hard to describe. Just lovely. It's one of those soaps I think that takes a really, really huge amount of water really well. That I think is I think that contributes to the slickness, the ability of this soap. But the thing of it is even if you don't get a lot of water in this soap, it still gives the slickness. So the 68 Med Prep. These blades, I've not used the Lab Blue. This will be the first time. They're compliments of Janae Abbott off of the Shave Mug Society and the Frugal Wet Shaver Facebook groups. Thank you, Janae. Oh, by the way, if you have not checked those groups out, you really should. They're really cool. Just don't go there, and if you want to go there to, you know, be a troll or whatever, good luck on that, because they don't put up with it. And that's one of the things I like about the group. Setting the 68 down with the Med Prep in it, picking up the 64 with the Lab Blue. Lots of nice guys. On both of those forms, run by some nice guys. And it's just people that love shaving. So that's pass number one. I'm going to hold off. I've noticed what I think might be a subtle difference between these two blades. But I'm going to hold off because that may not actually be the case. Let's see what the rest of the shave brings us. So far, both are very pleasant, very smooth, very sharp, actually, in my opinion, blades. That's lovely. 68 68 Med Prep. '64 Lab Blue. Okay, now lovely. Nice smooth shave. On that pass, they were indistinguishable from one another. Not bad for a T-pass, but I can tell I'm going to need a bit of touch-up. That's all right. That's pretty much standard on setting 4 with the slims, but I think that setting is right in tech territory. And or super speed, either one. But to me, it's just a bit more like a tech than a super speed feel-wise. And so, mild, which I like. I don't mind doing a little bit of touch-up if I can get a nice, smooth, mild, comfortable shave out of the deal. So, 68 Med Prep. '64 Lab Blue. Hard. Lovely shave. Very nice and smooth and comfortable. Everything that I've come to expect out of a slim, and actually I really don't need a touch up, but I am going to hit my chin and maybe right in here just once, just because. But that's a really nice, smooth, close shave. Use a Med Prep. No particular reason, just that I'm left-handed and it was laying at my left side. You know, the good Lord, He only made just a few perfect people, and everybody else He made right-handed. Just a joke, fellas. But I mean, yep, left-hander here. All right. That's the shave. Lovely. Definitely worth that little extra touch up. And I'm going to use, let's see, what do I want to use? I'm going to use one of my very favorites, Old Spice. All right, so what's my conclusion about these two blades? Well, you remember that on the first pass, after the first pass, I said I thought I felt a bit of difference between the two. Well, on that pass, the Med Prep felt just a little bit smoother. Not a lot, just a tiny little bit. Both of them were equally sharp, but the Med Prep felt like it was a bit smoother. But then on the cross grain passes, they felt identical. And on the against the grain pass, it was the Lab Blue that felt smoother. So what that tells me is that they're probably pretty much identical blades. It was just down to the angles that I got with each hand. Because lefty here, left side of my face, righty over here wants to, not as easy to control, just how it is. Even though I use both of my hands with a straight and with the D's and stuff like that, and try to keep in practice with that, my dominant hand is going to be dominant. And so depending on the direction that I'm passing that razor across my face, one of the hands is going to probably alter the angle of that razor a bit. So, I'm thinking that probably accounts for it, because really, seriously, if you blindfolded me and changed your blade out after every pass, I would not be able to tell that you've done anything to that razor or you changed the blade at all. To me, they seem like they are the same blade. Now, the Med Prep, there's been some postulation that the Med Prep goes through an extra cleaning process and stuff like that. Well, I bet that's possible too, since it's for hospital use. And they want to make sure the thing is really, really sterile and all that. I get that. But I don't know that that would change how the thing shaves. So for me, I call that a draw. And they're the same blade. Now, down the road, in my longevity tests, I may find out that the Med Preps last longer than the Lab Blues. If that's the case, then I would say that there's a difference in the blades. However subtle it might be, there's a difference that I can't feel, but there has to be some way to account for the difference in longevity. So, but I don't know that, and I won't know that for weeks. But as of now, I'm going to call them the same blade, with just maybe a bit more prep process to the meds. So thank you for watching. God bless you. And I'll see you on all the different shave forums, Facebook pages, Google+, all that good stuff. Thank you once again for watching. Later.